Hey everybody, what's going on? Rob Cesternino back with you for some Club Condo here today after episode number 9. And we're very excited to talk with a man who is somebody who podcasts only with honor, loyalty, and integrity. It's Chappell. Chappell, how are you?
Rob, I'm pumped. I'm very excited. I'm so excited. I don't know. I might be the most. I might be the most excited person to talk about Club Condo or talk about Survivor this week because I really enjoyed this episode. And I don't know, man. I felt like this boot has really spoke to me, man. I got some takes. I can't wait to share them.
Okay, good. I get that from you. You're beaming today.
Yeah. I don't want to spoil it, but I kind of love David. I think he's great. I think he's a great TV character. I need him back. I need him back on screen now. I'm feeling like the second coming of Coach almost in this man. You know, you talk about honor and integrity and just, I don't know, y'all. I know y'all wanted him out, but how much fun was Coach for like 4 years when we had him? I'm just saying, bring it back. I'm cooked.
Had you been feeling this way about David all season long, or was this just like clicked for you and now he's gone?
Oh yeah, because the thing was in this episode, David was right. David was correct the whole time. He's like, they're doing something over there. You gotta believe me. And Joe's like, I know you didn't just question my integrity. He's like, yeah, all that. But look over there. And Joe, like both of them became fully fledged characters to me. They were so one note and boring to me up into this particular episode. David, just like the whole honor, the whole integrity thing, it's fine. Whenever it's going his way, that's boring because it's just like, you're just going to vote out the weak people, so it's so predictable, and then you're going to go down to the final 3, and we're going to hear you preach about how everybody else's way of playing Survivor didn't work. It's your way or the highway, blah, blah. But now, when it's like, your way is the way you thought it was going to be, and it's not, and you're actually correct, I can kind of root for you a little bit. And then when you think about Joe's whole thing is like, honor, integrity, I would never turn my back on you. I would never go against my word. I'm not capable of going against my word.
Not capable of that.
He legit painted himself as almost like a superhero. Like, I just don't, that's a thing I don't have in my repertoire is to go against my word. Really? Because you definitely voted out David this week. And I love that. It's adding layers to these players who came in and were like, nope, it's got to be this way, or this way. And this time it was like, no, actually, there are other ways to play Survivor and you have to acknowledge them or you're going to get voted out. David he refused to acknowledge it until it was his time to go. And now I'm looking at Joe like, how are you going to keep this going? And if you get to the final tribal council, are you going to sit there and talk about honor and integrity with David on the jury and talk about, really? Because I'm over here. What's up?
Yeah, that's a really good point. That Joe losing in a final tribal council is a realistic possibility for this season, where we could see him get up there. And if you can't own what you did in the final tribal council, the jury will let you know. They'll remind you.
Hello, Stan Mike Turner. You know, Mike Turner got to the end and was like, I kept my word to everybody. And people were like, what about that one time? He's like, okay, that one time I didn't keep my word, but you got to understand where I was coming from. It's like, no, you did it. Because I'm telling you, when David gets to stand up in front of Joe, if it comes to that, he's going to ask those same questions. Like, yeah, you might not have gone against your word with Chrissy, but you did tell me that we were going to vote her out and then you changed your mind. And then you voted me out. And I wasn't coming for you. I wasn't coming for Eva. I was just trying to let you know about the very obvious pairing over here that's about to try to loop in Shaheen and take over. And Joe and Eva, honestly, Eva even was like, I don't see it. You know, I'll go with Joe, but I don't see any problem with what they got going over there. So for Joe to basically drop the hammer here, due to the work obviously of Kyle and Kamilla and Shaheen, it just makes them so much more interesting. I have no issue with them as people, but as characters, I like to see a little color. And this just adds a little flavor to some people who are playing the game in a very boring way.
Chappell, if you were on this season, would you be in the strong 5?
No, you're not, bro. I'm out of here. They would have been booted me out. They're like, this guy is, look, I've been told, that I don't scream honor and integrity sometimes. And I don't think I can fake it much either. And so, when I take those little Harry Potter quizzes, they're like Slytherin. I can't turn it off. I don't know what it is about me. I think I'm charming. I think I'm a goddamn delight, Rob, but I don't think I would be anywhere near this alliance at all. And that's okay.
You can fake it?
No, I don't. In my mind, I'm like, but look at me. I'm doing the integrity stuff. Like, this is how you do it, right? I mean, we're at Club Condo. I'm doing integrity. I'm doing a bossa nova. Like, I would be right there, and they would just be like walking past me. Yeah, like, look at me, integrity. It's me. You know, I'm doing the thing, and just Joe would have no patience for me. David would have no patience for me. So to see them have to kind of step outside of their like, it's my way or the highway, it's this or that kind of form, and actually start playing the game a little bit more fluid. I thought I loved this a lot because, again, it's giving me coach vibes, Rob. It's something about the way coach preaches integrity when it only matters when it suits him. That is so good. And like with David, it's like, yeah, honor and integrity suits him, and he's actually right this time, and he's still going to get the boot here, and probably not having to do with anything that Kyle and Kamilla did. Maybe more just because he said, Joe, remember that time you went back on your word? And I don't think Joe will ever forget that. Like, the look on his face was priceless. This was great TV.
Okay, well, we have got some great podcasts for you about this episode. Of course, my interview with David, which we may reference here today. I had the know-it-alls. Tiffany Nicole Irvin was on the podcast this week. And then later on Monday, I'm going to talk with a legend. Jerry Manthe is going to be on the podcast on Monday.
See, who better to talk about somebody who is in the coach archetype than Jerry Manthe? They were honor bound, Rob.
Oh, hold on. And Chappell, Manthe, hold that thought. Out. Somebody's at the podcast door.
Hello.
Oh, it's Zach Werdenberger.
Hi. That ain't Jerry
Zach,
Manthe.
how are you?
You made it seem like I was going to be Jerry. I feel like
I thought it was Jerry Manthe. I was like,
listen, you popped in right when I was talking about Jerry.
Yeah, look.
Trying to plug these other podcasts.
I got to just say right now that if David wasn't voted off of this episode of Survivor, I would have quit the show forever.
Wow.
Forever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Forever.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me tell you how I see Survivor, Rob, okay?
Okay.
Survivor is supposed to be a safe space for nerds to go on an island and play their favorite strategic game, okay?
Right.
And that's what it was for years and years and years. That's why we had Carson and Drew and Charlie and Omer and all these great nerds succeed. And this season, watching David be in control, I was like, this is not the show for me. Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Those nerds
for at least 3 years, it was a safe haven for the nerds. Really ruled the roost. But then all of a sudden now, be careful. Watch your back out there.
Exactly. Well, that's why I'm so excited to have a new show coming out.
Yes?
Ooh.
A show that's only for us, that the strong are not welcome.
Yes. Okay.
And
this is big. This sounds like you're about to do a bit, but this is not a bit.
No, I'm actually talking breaking news. So as we all know,
breaking news are happening now.
Yeah. So back in the day, Rob, you used to recap this little show called The Genius, a South Korean reality show that is probably the greatest piece of television ever made, in my opinion. And that show is officially coming, not to the U.S., but to the U.K. It's close enough. And I'm excited to announce that on our own show, on RHAP as a podcast, I will be recapping every episode of The Genius UK with my brother Corey.
Wow. The Werdenberger brothers are back.
The Worden brothers. Yeah.
There's no place in the
Hogan's loss is our gain here on RHAP.
There's no place in the whole world I would rather be.
Yes. They will be traveling to another country, the UK, to follow The Genius all season long. And people may not know this. The Genius UK actually premieres on Wednesday.
Yeah. And do you know, Rob, who our first guest is going to be?
I heard that you have an incredible first guest to talk about, to break down The Genius UK.
So for the very first episode, I believe the preview podcast should be out now or should be coming up very shortly. But for the first recap, we were able to get the one and only Rob Cesternino
Wow.
to recap The Genius in the year of our Lord 2025.
I really thought we were going to get that Jerry Manthey drop here. I was on the
No.
wrong page. Good, congrats, Rob. I can't wait. I can't wait to see what this is.
Well, I can ask Jerry what her thoughts are on The Genius.
Yeah, you should.
I bet that she has some.
Yeah. Okay, so Wednesday night, you'll hear me with Zach and Corey recapping episode 1 of The Genius. What's the release schedule for that, Zach?
So The Genius is going to be having episodes releasing in the UK every Wednesday and Thursday. If you want to watch them, I believe all of the links are going to be hopefully on the Rob is a Podcast Patreon.
We make it so easy for the patrons to watch these shows.
It's so easy for you guys to watch these shows. So get in there, watch it from there. And then we're going to have the recaps coming out right after the episodes on Wednesdays and Thursdays. And then we're going to be having exit interviews as well, hopefully, and also interviews with whoever. I mean, look, if you're disappointed by Survivor and all of the strong people winning, come over to The Genius and you're going to be very pleasantly surprised.
Yes. Nobody's doing a gallon of milk a day on The Genius?
No, they... I don't even think that they drink milk over there.
Maybe not.
They drink tea and crumpets.
Sure, certainly. Okay, so that's The Genius UK coming up on Wednesday. What's your take on, other than David? You have any thoughts on Survivor 47?
The move away from that giant trash compactor over there.
Yes, okay.
What are my
Zach
takes?
is on the move.
What are my takes on the current season of Survivor? It's another one, you know? It's another season. I will tell you, I also do have another venture that I'm testing out. Can you give me your thoughts on it?
Sure.
Okay.
So I was thinking of setting up a Patreon for Survivor, and I'm going to go through every single Rob Has a Podcast episode ever recorded. Okay,
that sounds pretty good.
And see if I can find, like, anything we can to cancel you, Rob.
Oh. Well, who's going to be patrons of this?
I think we're going to get a lot of people, actually.
Yeah, all the people that want to end me?
I mean, Chappell, would you subscribe to this?
I mean, what you got? I need to see. I need a preview or something like that. You gotta breadcrumb me a little bit more.
We're starting with heroes versus villains, and then just moving.
Oh yeah, tag me in. Yeah, tag me in. I know that.
Hey, look, if I go down, the whole show's over.
Oh yeah, damn.
I don't think so.
Well,
this isn't going to be like some Roseanne situation where the Connors just go on and live without Roseanne. We're not doing that.
Chappell, I was actually thinking we could do the Genius Club Condo.
Okay, wait a minute, Rob. Let them talk. You know, I don't know what y'all talking about, but open your ears and listen to this man. You know,
just let me know. Let me know what your rate is, Chappell, and we'll see if we can match it.
Let's just talk about it off air. We don't, Rob. Just cover your ears, earmuffs. You know, you don't have to hear this. This is just business talk. Zach, I don't know if you knew this, but Omer said he is challenging you to sumo at sea in his hotel room. Are you down for that?
He actually told me about this weekend. Where is he saying it in public?
He said that on Club Condo last week.
You got to tune in. You never know when you're going to get the gauntlet thrown at you.
Well, what we did is we did the math on my season, and I was like, oh, well, obviously I'd be going against Romeo. And then I was like, wait, Romeo's on my tribe.
He's on your tribe, right?
Yeah. I am going against Omer.
Zach, what about you versus Corey? Like Aris and Vetus, once upon a time, they were like two battering rams going against each other. Yes. Yeah. Who would win sumo at sea?
Who would win sumo at sea? I got the height advantage on him.
You do.
I would definitely prepare a lot harder than him. I think I got a bet on myself, but I also think that, look, when we do the Genius Brothers live show, that might be
sumo at sea.
Yeah, that might be the ending match. We're gonna do a couple death matches back to back, and if it's a tiebreaker, we're just gonna do sumo at sea.
What about sumo tactical not Yuri?
Right. So you have to like plan out each move.
And wear the costume.
Let's workshop it because I'm really getting into this.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, Zach, thank you for popping in and stopping by Club Condo. Be sure to be on the lookout for We Know the Genius with Zach and Corey dropping wherever podcasts are heard coming on Wednesday.
Yeah, and please subscribe to the We Know the Genius feed. Please give us our 5-star ratings. We'll really do whatever you want for them, guys. Like, just we haven't figured out the exact game plan, but just start sending them in, and we'll figure it out after the fact.
Okay. All right, Zach. Thank you so much. Okay.
Thank you.
All right, take
Enjoy
care.
Crust Condo.
Okay. All right. Bye. Okay. Actually, Zach, are you in front of a condo right now? Are there any club condos happening behind you?
Should I just go inside? Should I ask them?
Yeah, just go see. Is anybody doing the Watusi?
What was
Right,
it?
we just
Jeff
showed
said,
up.
like, the pop and lock or something.
Yeah,
he just he tried something.
What people are doing a dance over here. I heard this was a great party.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Keep us posted. All right. Bye. Okay. All right. There you
Interesting.
go. Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, We Know the Genius coming up on Wednesday. Okay. So, Chappell, what do you think is next for David?
I don't know.
You said you need him back on your TV.
I could do more Survivor, because I think that for David, this was like a crash course. You know, famously, he wasn't the biggest fan of Survivor before he came on. You know, there's questions of if he'd ever even seen an episode of the show, or could he, pick the host out of a lineup. And so now that he has experienced the show, and we know that he's watched at least a couple episodes, I'd love to see him come back for a future season and maybe, get to try his plans on a bigger scale. I think that he started off pretty one note, but by the end, he's talking about potentially working with Star, potentially working with Mary. I'm like, where'd all that honor and integrity and strength go out the window now? Where'd that come from? So I would love to see what it looks like on a return visit to Survivor. I don't want him to go play nothing else. Maybe the Traders would be fun. Not Dondi. Don't go to Dondi. We like backstabbing and manipulation over there. We don't want honor and integrity. But here in Survivor, bring us more David. I'm a fan.
Yeah, I think that David on the challenge would be probably the most fun, because it seems like that, he's going to want to build a group. He's going to want to get into the arena versus people. That really does seem like more his speed.
No, there's no parts of the challenge that include honor or integrity. Like, honestly, the people who go on that show, they leave all of that at the door. It's like when you come through, you actually become a different person. And so I think that David could be there, but what is he going to do when Johnny Bananas walks in? Like, he's just going to self-destruct, because there's not going to be enough energy in the room, like enough integrity in the room to keep him alive. There's not enough chocolate milk in the world that can keep the likes of Johnny Bananas at bay. No, I'm sorry. I don't wish that on David.
I do think that David had the right idea with what he was trying to do. I just think that he ended up really just going off the road into the ditch with trying to keep this group of strong people together until the end. I feel like that in David's mind, okay, I have my group. I'm not going to lie to my group. That's sort of okay, it's going to be us 5 and let's duke it out at the end. And I'll sit in the end with Joe and Eva. And then that's going to be my ticket to win. And I think that actually was not the worst plan for him. It's just that not everybody else is playing that game.
Yeah, but even once he realizes everyone else isn't playing that game, he's not super rigid in saying, you know what? I don't believe them. I'm going to go down with my ideas of we got to keep the tribe strong. No, David's like, what are Kyle and Kamilla working on? What does Shaheen got going on? Kyle's a part of that alliance, and he's ready. He's like, I don't know. He felt like when it came down to it, when push came to shove, he was ready to make some moves. It just took a long time to get him here. And I guess that's why I like seeing him at this spot, because seeing him kind of, I won't say with his back against the wall, but in a situation where he could see the writing on the wall and couldn't do anything about it. It's the same reason I like Chrissy on the way out. She's on the way out, but she's beating the drum. Like, you can't let this happen. You can't let them get away with this. David is kind of in that same mode, and his exit is the quietest exit I think we've seen from Survivor in a long time. I don't think enough people are talking about from the moment they snuff his, or from the moment they read that last vote, he doesn't say a word. There's no damn guys, you got me, or really, or anything like Jeff. There's nothing. It's just crickets the whole time. I'm thinking, ooh, I could just feel the milk coming out of his pores. He was so upset. So yeah. More David. I don't care. I could be in the minority on this one. I will beat that drum. But I miss the coach types and people from the early days who were just like, no, it has to be like this. They didn't win often. David's not wrong about that. But they were definitely fun to watch, because you had to watch everybody else navigate around them. And that to me is fun TV.
Yeah, and I don't think that you need necessarily a season full of these people, just like you don't need a season full of people who don't think that way. But it is fun to have sort of a different group of people that all look at the game like this Rorschach test of everybody's looking at this game and have their different thoughts on what's the right way to play Survivor.
Yeah, and that's the thing. There's no right or wrong way to play the game. But when you have people who are like, no, this is the right way. And David, as a character, like I said, he becomes more fun for me in this episode too, because he's let down almost the honor and integrity facade a little bit. At the very beginning, he's like, oh, somehow the strong people get together and they're like, oh, you can't do that. And like, we just did. I was like, ha ha, you got him. Get him, David, get him again. Like, I was like, okay, he's feeling himself a little bit. And then it just began to crumble and fall apart right in front of him. And again, we love a good Survivor exit. I felt like this was a great episode. If not, this is the best episode of TV for David for me all season, including the challenge. I thought the challenge was a cinematic masterpiece. I've been giving the editors a lot of credit over these last couple seasons, and I really thought, like, you know,
David versus Joe in the challenge.
David versus Joe was just so much fun. You know, like, it was like David's over there just chilling, just hanging out, kind of looking over there, and Joe's struggling, and the ball is moving, and David's just like, yeah, any second now he's gonna give it.
I'll take you if I win. Yeah.
I was at the Bryson Wynn watch party, and I mean the roar of the crowd when they came to Austin. They came down the street, so I was like, you in Austin, I can make that trip. Yeah. So it was fun.
How was the watch party?
It was great.
Stories.
David wasn't there, or his cousin, but Joe's cousin was there, Mitch's cousin was there, and Kamilla's cousin was there as well. And so it was a big episode for Mitch, for sure. The crowd was chanting for him. And then, like I said, with him being there and knowing that he was being targeted by the David side, with Mitch's cousin being there, of course, and knowing that Mitch was the main target from David's side, it really did feel like the whole crowd was, behind Mitch in that moment.
Very pro-Mitch crowd.
Yeah, very pro Mitch crowd, and it was just a fun watch, because again, I think they really did their big one with the way the challenge was edited.
Chappell, did you happen to check out David's exit interview this week?
Did I check out the exit interview? I don't think so. How was that?
Yeah, a little spicy. So here is not necessarily the spicy part, but that David has strong feelings about Joe. Here's a little clip from my exit interview with David.
Oh yeah, he swore on his kids that he would never vote me out. He looked me straight in the eye and said, "I'm never going to stab you in the back. I'm going to give you a sword, and we're going to duel till the end." And I think he actually truly meant it in that word. And so it's ironic him saying that, and in those moments pushing so back, like, and repeating, I didn't go back on my word. I didn't go back on my word. I didn't go back on my word. It's like, you clearly did. And not only that, you said, I'm incapable of it. And then hours later, you go back on your word. It's like, dude, like, man, I mean, it was, what are you going to do? From my perspective, I'm like, dude, I'm working with a guy who's clearly delusional and thinks his shit doesn't stink.
Yeah. So,
I mean,
it's strong words from David.
He's making some points. Some points. Now, the thing is, Joe can do this. All of this is fair game in Survivor. As long as he gets to the final tribal council and says, I know I told y'all I was preaching honor and integrity, but guess what? I wasn't. This whole time I've been preaching that for me, for when I wanted it to serve me. And if it didn't serve me, then I let y'all believe that. So y'all would do that and I could do what I wanted. If you come in and say something like that, people might actually be like, you dastardly devil. How we let you get away with this? But if you don't, you're Mike Turner. And Mike Turner went up against the firing squad and they were like, integrity where? And he just really couldn't point to it. So I honestly don't have a lot of faith in Joe to make that switch at Final Tribal Council. Like, I don't have enough faith in him to realize it once he gets there. So I could imagine it not being the best night for him, especially if other people have the same feelings that David has on the jury.
Yeah, you think that Joe's going to regret this?
I think he won't get David's vote. If I'm David, if you don't come clean about not using honor and integrity, like, you cannot sit at the Final Tribal Council and be like, nope, I've never broken my word in the game, and here I am on the jury bench, like, hey, you've never done it. And you're like, nope, never done it. Incapable of doing it. Honestly, could never do it. Couldn't be me. Never me. Not me. Joe. I'm Joe. Joe. Nope, can't do it. Like, I would be fuming. Okay, so yeah, that I think he could regret this, but again. He has to pivot. The next episode at Tribal Council, he should be saying, yeah, we kept that integrity stuff around just to get rid of David, but like, now we're all here to play, and then David has nothing but time to get over that. And I think he might need some time.
Chappell, we've been getting teased a lot in the promos for this week that the people on the bottom are going to be coming together. Would you be here for a Kamilla, Mitch, Mary, Star alliance forming?
Any alliance with Star in it, I'm going to be here for. Okay, I love her so much. Why is she such good TV? And they barely show us anything. That's how I know she ain't got nothing going on strategy wise, because they don't show us her at all. And when we see her, she shows up like a wacky next door neighbor. Like, do you remember the scene where she slides in like Kramer? Like, hey guys, I don't know what you're talking about, but y'all ready to vote Shaheen? And they're like, no, you know, like, and so I just love all of that. Her at tribal council, her just like kind of like wandering into these conversations. I don't really know what her in-game plan is. And so, yeah, get her an alliance. An alliance with Mary would be fun because Mary's good TV. Kamilla, we know, is good TV. Mitch is going to win a bunch of stuff. I don't know if this is a good alliance for that smaller group because, or for that minority group, because Mitch might go on a little immunity run if they let him. So it'd be fun to watch for sure. But I don't know if like Kyle and Shaheen are going to let that happen.
Well, yeah, I do think that that group could pick up Kyle, and we'll see how that goes when we get to the vote. But I want to stay on Star for a minute because we have some fun Star stuff to get into. So there was the big scene in the episode where Mitch taught Star how to swim. Nice moment in the episode. And that scene just got shared on the Survivor CBS Instagram account. But check out this caption where the Instagram account says, "I know Star Updates on Twitter is loving this."
The Survivor CBS intern is wilding. Wilding. How you know about Star Updates? Get out of our business. See, that's what I'm talking about. Now corporate knows, you know. I'm just happy that Star Updates is getting their shine because they've been really putting on since before episode 1. Star Updates has been on it. I thought they might know each other, and I don't think they do.
No, I don't think so. I think it's just a fan.
Yeah, just a fan. And look, Star's a good wagon to hit yourself to, you know, because she's been going far into the game. I could definitely see her sitting in one of those final 3 seats because who the hell is going to vote out Star? Why would you? And so, yeah, I love this. I love any shine that Star is getting throughout the season. But she's just not getting enough for me yet. So I'm like, kind of, let's whittle out a few people. Rob, I have a strategy question.
Yes.
Right. Like, okay, so they know Eva has 2 public advantages, right? They're aware of both of them, right?
Or no, do they not know about some people know about the second one.
Okay, so who doesn't know about the second one? Like what?
Mary, David. I mean, I would assume maybe Kyle told Kamilla, but Mitch and
Mary and David probably
Star.
don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's probably that. Look, that's fair game. Everybody gonna know about that one. Is this the time to go ahead and target David and Eva right now? Because knowing that she has at least one advantage that you're going to have to burn and that Joe or Eva are good for winning an immunity, wouldn't now be the time for you to start aiming your guns at them to kind of whittle them down? Like, let's say they get through a couple rounds of shots with these advantages. You can't wait till they get so close to the final. Like,
it depends on who are you saying should do this?
Everybody else. I mean, if your name is not Joe, if your name is not Joe or Eva, how do you let this tight 2 get so far down close to the final 3 with advantages? You know, like if Joe wins the final immunity challenge, he's taking Eva with him every time. But and so that doesn't leave you one spot to fight for a fire.
Okay, so let's say like you're Shaheen. Okay, is this such a good idea for you where you're going to basically try to take out Joe or Eva, and now all of a sudden, I mean, are those other people that are on the bottom keeping Shaheen around, or the other people? There's only 8 people left, so you take out Joe. So now is it kind of feels like that Eva and Shaheen could be on the bottom? Like why would Mary, Star, Mitch, Kamilla, and Kyle go with Shaheen?
Yeah, I just don't think they should go with Joe. So I think now's the time. I think the thing is you'll probably miss, right? You got Joe and Eva who have advantages. So that you might miss. But in the chance that you miss, let's take ricochets off Shaheen. Why not? You know what I'm saying? Like if I feel like if I'm one of those people, I am more primed to go after Joe and Eva just because Joe and Eva are probably not going to point at us. They're probably going to point at Shaheen or Kyle if they feel betrayed by Kyle. You know, I just feel like if I'm Mary, if I'm Mitch, I feel like now I would be aiming for the big dogs and hoping that it trickles down and hits some of the medium dogs.
Right. I think that the person who is the most like in the like prime position this week, I think is Kyle in terms of that. Like, okay, if it's Kamilla, Mitch, Star, and Mary who feel like they're at the bottom. It's like, okay, well, it's those 4 versus their 4. But Kyle's a double agent. I mean, Kyle is the person that if he swings to go with Kamilla and go with the people that are on the bottom, then if they took out, say, Shaheen instead of Joe or Eva because they have the advantages, that seems like a good play.
I don't know. I don't like it. I just don't want. I feel like if you let your powerful people who can win immunity also have a lot of like stuff in their pocket, then you're never gonna have a good chance to get them. And that's why I'm like, if you start shooting now, maybe you'll hit them before they gets too late. You know, like I bet they wish they had voted out Rachel that one time they had a chance to. You know, it's like that.
Yeah.
You know, so it's kind of like if you don't shoot, you might not ever get a chance to shoot.
Okay. Well, Star is not always seen the most on the show, but we finally have some Star tweets to bring into the conversation. Okay. All right.
Tweets, baby,
here's
tweets.
not Star updates. The real Star has been tweeting.
Please stand up.
And the real Star said, at this point, I think my name tastes good. AFF. Is that an extra F or is AFF different than AF?
It's AF, but like with a little extra something on the end. You know what I'm saying? Like it tastes good, but like really good. Because her name in everybody's mouth, it seems. Now you know how Say feels, Queen. You know, Say went through like 8 episodes, like 6 episodes straight, just getting votes. You know, like
Star's name in everybody's mouth.
And is it a bad way or is it a good way? Because I heard her name coming up in positive ways.
I only see people talking about Star positive ways. I mean, I don't even see the players talking about like, hey, you know who we got to vote out? Star.
No, nobody ever talks about voting out Star. I mean, they mentioned her name kind of casually a little bit when they have like you have the 6 people sitting on the beach looking at the horizon at the sunrise, and they're just like, hey. You guys, this is us. We did it. Eva's looking around like, my friends, all of us. We're about to just pick them off. They're all about to die. They say, who do you want? If someone's like, I don't know, Star. And they're like, no, not Star. Mitch? No, not Mitch. What about Kamilla? Yeah, David's like, yeah, get the ball rolling on that. So yeah, I think that Star's name is coming up more for sure. And I like that. Again, we went so many episodes.
Only 8 people.
Right. We went so many episodes barely hearing for Star, and she's clearly a star. She was born that way. And so, yeah, I would love to see more content, more people's names, more people's mouths need to have Star's name in it, I guess I should say.
Okay. All right. Chappell, Star said this. You ever cry at Five Guys? 4 crying emoji? Yeah, me too. You ever cry at Five Guys?
I mean, it's very expensive.
They are chopping a lot of onions also.
Yeah, it's a lot of onions. There's like peanuts in there randomly. There's a lot of fries in the mix. I don't go to Five Guys personally, just because I'm not spending that much money on a burger and fries. It's just too much.
Not the first time Five Guys has come up on Club Condo this season.
Really? And what other way? Be specific.
Brandon, you there?
No, is he there?
Yeah. Let's see.
I'm here.
Okay. Yes. Yes, Brandon, do you recall when Five Guys came up earlier this season on Club Condo?
Hold on, let me screen share it. Hold on. Hold on, you got to give me a second here.
Yeah, I'll give you a hint, Chappell. I believe it was back in week 1.
Okay, I thought this was a Sweet Kenny K reference. I was about to say
Oh no, it wasn't week 1. I think it was week 3, maybe. Yeah,
maybe it was a Sweet Kenny K reference.
Here we go.
Five Guys is crazy.
Yes.
Can you see it?
Remember, Chappell? Pat Cusack.
Pat, my boy.
Your boy turned up and ready for Greece at Five Guys.
He's on his way to Greece that day, and he had to stop by Five Guys one last time to get a little taste and a good cry in, I'm sure.
Yeah, no crying for Pat here, I don't think. This looks great for Pat.
Pat don't cry. He cried one time in his life, and that was on Survivor.
I think it was at Times Square on New Year's Eve. I think was the last time he cried. Yeah. Brandon, you want to give Chappell your idea for a game and let Chappell make the call if we want to do this or not?
Sure. So let me adjust myself here. So, Chappell, there's a trend going on TikTok right now. It's something that people are debating whether 1 gorilla versus 100 men, who wins the fight between 1 gorilla and 100 men. So I thought if we wanted to run a simulation, maybe not 100 men, but we got like 4 groups of 5 men from Survivor's past. You know, who got the best shot of beating the gorilla out of a couple of brand steel? Is that fun?
Yeah, that's definitely fun. That's definitely
Okay.
fun. I
All
thought
right, so-
somebody trying to latch onto this trend earlier, and they said that they would choke the hell out of a panda, and I was like, no, you wouldn't.
That feels
No.
That feels
Panda,
Yeah,
I
it
think
feels
feels big, right?
It is definitely a bear. Like, it is definitely a bear. You are not choking the bear. Get away from
Mhm.
it. Stop it. You're gonna
Yeah.
die.
Okay, all right. So Brandon's gonna go back to the drawing board. What are you gonna do? You're gonna bring up 5 all dude 20-person casts of Survivor, and that's gonna be
I'm gonna try to generate the Cook Islands template with just men. So we get 4 groups of 5 guys. 5
By
guys.
race?
5
The
guys.
third time it's come up.
Yeah, well, but it's not gonna be by race though, right?
You said the Cook Islands template. That's by race.
I
Mhm.
won't do it by race. No, I'll
Yeah.
leave out. I
Okay.
think there's a checkbox by race. I'm
Yeah,
gonna leave
filter.
that one unchecked
Yeah.
on here. But I'll be back. Let me
Okay.
cook,
What if he
and then I'll
used
be-
the specific? Okay, we'll see you when you come back, Rob. What if he used the specific Cook Islands cast? That's it. You know, like if we just had to be like, which
Could-
of the cast?
5 member, like the Cook Islands cast times 5 take on. I mean, you get like
Take
5
on-
Billies. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Billy not gonna help us. Okay, let's see. We gotta have Yule. He's
Mhm.
the muscle here. Sekou seems like he's got a low center of gravity, so we'll do
Mhm.
that.
Yeah. You get 5
Pinner.
penners.
Yeah, gotta have at least 5 pinners just because why not?
Hey, King Kong ain't got crap on me.
I love that so much. Oh yeah, I need to see Pinner do a dramatic reading of Trading Day now. I need
Mhm.
every line. Yeah, okay, yeah, we could do
Well,
like 5 cowboys.
Let's save the gorilla talk for when Brandon
Okay.
comes back with
All right.
his.
I'm excited.
100 guy challenge.
So
Yeah, back.
here's the situation: is that for some reason, and Brand Steel, if you're the developer of Brand Steel and you're watching this, the all men toggle not working. So we have groups, but they're not all men. They're all
We could do all women?
Are they sort of like muscular women?
Yeah. I think this is actually, and Rob, spoiler alert, you're in the first group out of 700
Oh.
people. We
Rob
could
and
do
Kelly
this.
Goldsmith are about to take this one home.
You cook on that like it's like we're at 5 guys. You get the grill going. We'll come back to that in a little bit. Okay.
I'll be here.
Yeah, that's crazy. This is gonna be crazy talk. Why would people do this? The fact that anybody would even tweet something like as absurd of that, because he's like, yeah, we could possibly beat the gorilla. Is it 100 people? Was it 1,000 people? How many people was it? 100? Like the thing is, you don't ever want to be the first 10
I
people.
think
Like,
everybody needs to attack the gorilla at the same time. Like you surround
but
him.
if you try, like, but the gorilla has hands, like arms, and like like it can, so whoever is touched in that first initial onslaught, people are going to die. Okay, this thing is not going out without taking somebody out. Like you got to be in the second or third wave. You know what I'm saying? You never want to be the first one in something like that. You got to jump in and kind of hit it when it's blindsided.
All right. Well, then, okay, Star, a little bit of a newcomer to Survivor, but had this question about, let me just make sure I got the tweet up. And Star asks, so is Total Drama Island and Survivor like the same thing, but in cartoon and dramatics form?
Yeah, Star's new here because she don't know what kind of wormhole she just opened up. Okay, this can of worms right here. The Survivor fans love them some Total Drama Island. Okay, especially the youths. They're gonna come in and they're gonna show her the way. She's gonna find all about Lashana, who is the queen, who was robbed. Make no mistake, Lashana was robbed. You heard it here first.
Yeah.
So yes, to answer her question, very much so. Yes.
What do you think about Star's Twitter bio? Okay. First off, IB Grebo, Libra B. Explosion, horrible.
What did she say?
IB Grebo.
IB Grebo. Okay.
What's Grebo?
I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. Let me see.
Yeah,
maybe it has
Libra B.
Oh, maybe she's Liberian.
Oh.
Yeah. Because that flag.
Is that the flag? Yeah.
That flag looks like Liberia.
Mm-hmm.
To me.
Yeah.
To me. I'm squinting. I don't have my spectacles on, but it looks like the Liberian flag. So maybe that's what it is.
Also, in the Twitter bio, hashtag not a hoe CEO.
Real AF. I wonder
this could
if
be my bio.
Shit, it's gonna be mine. Not a whole CEO. You're the CEO, but like, what am I? The comptroller?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, not
And then
not a hoe.
also, I don't have my glasses on, but I thought it says Chappelle has no fears.
Chappie has no fears. Real.
Yes.
I'm
Chappie.
gonna assume that's about me.
Yeah.
Not a hoe.
Or-
Bigcartel.com.
You don't think
is
that
the website.
that Star is watching Survivor South Africa?
No, she's not. So I does not know that the Survivor South Africa is a thing.
She's like, is Survivor South Africa the same as Total Drama Island?
Please don't say that, because some people get really sensitive about their international Survivor seasons. Okay, and I heard South African Survivor is really good. So it's on my list of things to do before Survivor AU versus the world.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, coming later this year.
They say that. Still ain't got a date for it, but they say it. You know,
Yeah.
they're doing a really good job of breadcrumbing us to that for sure.
Chappelle, here's something that I wanted to talk about last week, and we didn't get a chance to. And so you were such a big fan of Coach. Well, I've got some Coach adjacent news for you. First off, Chappelle,
assistant coach.
Okay, we talked about Five Guys. What's your take on Little Caesars?
Little Caesars, I won't disparage Little Caesars, because when you are young, and it comes through in a clutch, okay? Like Little Caesars has saved the day for plenty of like elementary school pizza parties, after the baseball game, food for the little kids. Like as an educator, I have called Little Caesars, and they have come through several times for little to no money with those hot and ready pizzas. And so I can't speak disparagingly about it. Now, will I eat it today? No. Will I eat it again before I die? Probably not. Because you only get such a small window of eating Little Caesars before the pizza transforms from pizza into cardboard. The very weird effect that it has is like it's pizza and then it's not, but you got like 75 to 85 seconds to eat it before that happens. And so it's a science almost to eating Little Caesars, but all praise to Pizza.
Okay. All right. So Chappelle, check this out, because Little Caesars is getting in the reality TV game. Okay, so let's check out this.
Well, why the hell is he here?
Let me show you. Okay, here's from the Little Caesars Instagram account.
To Pretzel Crust Island.
Okay, so we Johnny Fairplay and Coach for Little Caesars. Okay, here we go. Here's Coach.
This show is insane. 4 Little Caesars fans compete in crazy and intense challenges to win one delicious pretzel crust pizza.
Delicious Little Caesars pizza with a soft pretzel crust and an amazing cheddar cheese sauce.
Tune in April 22nd on Little Caesars YouTube. You don't want to miss this.
Okay.
Little Caesars got a YouTube?
Little Caesars YouTube has invited Johnny Fairplay and Coach to tell everybody to check out Pretzel Crust Island, which premiered last week on the Little Caesars YouTube channel.
I heard nothing about this. I've seen no spoilers. I've seen nothing.
Yeah.
I've seen no outcomes. I've seen no leaked cast by a reality
Coach
TV
says,
fan.
I'm going to tune in on April 22nd, and Fataby Farm said, you should sell mustard dipping sauce for the crust. Set samples out at the start. What do you think of that?
No, this is Little Caesars. Like, stop it. Samples, baby. This whole meal is a sample. This is not supposed to be something that sustains you. This is just supposed to get you by. I didn't know Little Caesars had a YouTube at all. I didn't know they were running Survivor seasons at all. And then on top of all of that, Johnny Fairplay. The devil works hard, but Johnny Fairplay works harder. He gonna hustle, okay? To find this even exists and to bring in Coach. I don't know, man. This might be my Survivor 50. This might be the cast I need to go see.
Yeah. So over on Pretzel Crust Island, I don't want to spoil the whole show for you.
I mean, yeah, because I definitely need to go see it now.
Yeah. I don't know that these videos on Pretzel Crust Island, Little Caesars YouTube channel, how many? You want to guess how many views they have?
No, a couple, maybe 10,000.
That the Pretzel Crust Island episodes each has over 1 million views, with episode 1 having 2 million views. Like, that's getting close to the real Survivor numbers.
Right. I said, what do we need regular Survivor for? We could just bang out these pretzel crusts every other week or something like that. 1 million views is crazy, Rob. Like that. This is incredible. it's very odd, strange numbers, even especially for me to just now be finding out about this. Like I thought, if it's getting millions of views, like damn near 1 million views, you would think people were talking about it a little bit more.
Here's the teaser for Pretzel Crust Island. Maybe Johnny Fairplay and Coach did a good job of hyping everybody up. But here's a little bit of what you'll see over on Pretzel Crust Island.
I'm Flulaborg. Over the next 4 days, these Little Caesars Pretzel Crust fans will compete in challenges inspired by real Pretzel Crust super fans. All for the chance to win the greatest prize in the history of reality TV. 1 Pretzel Crust pizza.
I was scared for my life.
I trusted her, bro.
1 down, 3 to go.
This is Pretzel Crust Island.
Pretzel Crust Island.
Okay, Pretzel Crust Island.
Yeah.
On the Little Caesars YouTube channel.
I'm checking it out. I'm sorry. I got to go see if my girl in the pink jumpsuit is going to do what I need her to do.
Yeah, she's giving this is your Lachelle from Dondi.
Right. I call her Sarita Franklin. That's what I'm going to call her for now because she's giving me that energy. She got off the couch, Rob. You could tell.
Yeah, this guy is like if David and Ricard from Survivor 41 had a baby together.
That lace front is doing the Lord's work. I mean, that thing is like laid, okay? Like they pulled back. He got it. Like they hit the edges.
This guy drinks. This guy eats a gallon of mozzarella every day.
Yeah, including the container. You can tell. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's got it.
He's got it.
Okay. Look at that face. Like, him man is here to play. I feel so bad for Sarita over there in that pink.
Yeah. But it's probably a Pretzel Crust Island. Each episode is about 6 minutes on the YouTube channel for Little Caesars.
I support this. I hope it puts Mr. Beast out of business because I don't know what he's doing, but I trust Little Caesars a little bit more.
Yeah. Okay. So Little Caesars YouTube. And
should we be recapping Pretzel Crust Island on
maybe
Club
we
Condo?
should. I don't know.
Is it over already? Like
it's already over. All the episodes are up.
Damn.
Yeah.
I didn't even see no clips from the reunion special or nothing. This is crazy. TV is all fancy now and on YouTube. It's back in my day, you drag these things out.
Yep. No, it's the new era for Pizza Crust Island.
Mm-hmm.
Pretzel Crust Island.
6 minute episodes. Yeah, I remember when they were longer.
Chappell, Pretzel Crust. Any interest to you?
I like Pretzel Crust. That sounds like a good time. I've never had it anywhere else because I think Little Caesars invented it. Like, I don't know. Have you ever done the Pretzel Crust before?
I've never done it before. I do like pretzels.
Yeah, I like pretzels. We should try this one day. Next Club Condo. Is there a Little Caesars near you? I don't think, I don't know if they're everywhere.
I think there is one, but listen, it's not exactly Luigi's Pizza to me. I'm not dialing up Little Caesars anytime soon.
I might be able to get one for free. If you ask nicely at Little Caesars, like I said, that pizza cost them probably...
if you just ask them nicely, they give you a pizza for free.
I mean, the word pizza is already being used very liberally. So I think if you just convince them like you need one, I think like if you were in a pinch, I think they'd give it to you.
Yeah. Okay. Chappell, Say, of course, still carrying the season on her back on social media. Yes. She posted this the other day. She said, the girls are fighting online again, Mom.
Who was the girls this time, though? Who was fighting this time?
Is it Joe and David?
You think Joe? I don't think Joe is the type to fight online.
But they weren't fighting online.
Yeah. So that's what I say. It had to be somebody who was in the... you know who probably is? Shaheen. Because Shaheen is never afraid to tweet out something spicy. So I wouldn't be shocked if it's maybe him. Or maybe she's talking about the fandom. They really didn't like Say's comment that the ratings went down last week without her. I was like, I think it's a joke, y'all. I don't think you have to take it seriously. I don't think she actually knows the numbers. But
yeah, who said that? The fans were
there were a few comments on the Twitter, on the face page as well, that people were like, yeah, actually the ratings were this number and this. I was like, I don't think she knows, y'all. We just playing. I don't think anybody knows. So hopefully people don't take Say so seriously. She's having a good time. I don't think anybody's viewing experience is being harmed by her tweets at this point. Yeah. And if they are, then you need to mute her and move on.
Okay. Then Chappell, Say had this that she posted, and this got a little deep. Okay.
Oh,
Say posted. So here's the thing. You're arguing over the internet. Does this not feel silly at all to anyone? We're arguing through wires and a retina display on a floating rock. You just can't make this stuff up. Now, this wasn't on 420, right?
No,
April 25th.
Yeah, April 25th. Now look, you don't have to just celebrate 420 on 420. You know, every day can be 420 if you do it the right way. You know, but I you know, sometimes you do have to sit back and think about what we're doing here on the internet. You know, there's a lot of people get very, very angry, especially on this app, the one we're looking at right now, x.com.
Yeah,
it's full of just people just wanting to argue and yell. Some of them ain't even really real people. They're just programmed bots to yell and argue with you. So sometimes you're arguing with somebody that don't even exist. It's something really that I would think about often. Now, don't get me wrong. I am an avid 420 celebrator. It was Easter, Rob. It's one of my favorite holidays. And so I too could have gone this deep, but I think she's just getting kind of tired. Yeah, I think there's a little fatigue that happens in the reality TV streets when we get to fighting, and sometimes we like to fight.
Yeah, this person said, Chantelet said, this is why the internet is not a real place. Half these people in this app would not match the energy they're giving in person. And they said, Chile. I do. Should I say, is that child?
It's child.
Okay.
Yeah. Woo, Chile.
Okay, child. I do not have time to argue with anyone's son online. It just won't happen.
Mm-hmm. So get your sons offline. Say he's not doing it. She ain't got time. Hide your kids. Get them off the interweb playing and making accusations and arguing like y'all gonna do something. Because some of these people wouldn't bust a grape in a fruit fight, as they say. Is that something they say up north, or is that just like
I never heard that before. They wouldn't bust a grape in a fruit fight.
That part, yeah. You know, sometimes I forget that I'm very like Southern.
Is it a food fight or a fruit fight?
A fruit fight. It's a fight of fruits. We're fighting with fruit, and you wouldn't bust a grape. That means you ain't about to do nothing.
Drive-by fruiting.
Yeah, that part. You know.
Yeah. Now, are you throwing a grape so hard that it's breaking?
They wouldn't do that though. They don't got it in them. They wouldn't be able to do that. They don't have that kind of energy behind them. It's like they talk a big game, but when they show up, they don't want to post up. You know what I'm saying? When I leave, they want to keep doing this, but when I come around, they don't want to post up. You know, it's a whole thing. So you can't trust those people. You just don't fight with people on the internet. Block them and move on. Protect your peace.
Yeah. Chappell, a lot of people were a little freaked out from something from this week's episode. Okay.
Did
you see this screenshot from the episode where Eva went to go and look for
that shit is funny.
The advantage?
Yeah, I was like, look at Shaheen right there behind her on her tail.
Yeah.
It's funny because
like,
it's not
I still
him.
know what you did last summer.
Well, he's like, hey, he's moved. First of all, Joe said he was moving like a wombat, which I thought was very funny.
Yeah,
he said this wombat came and woke me up, and it was Shaheen. And so yeah, she's being chased by
your wombat hat on.
She's being chased by a ghastly wombat. Oh, Joe definitely doesn't know about wombat hats, which reminds me, Rob, I saw advertisements on the RHAP Instagram account about the wand-off. I've been answering questions today. People are saying, what is the wand-off and why would I submit something?
Yes, the wand-off, the Survivor Song Parody Contest is coming back. And I believe, I don't have Sam here to double check that. I believe it's going to be next week.
Yeah, I really wish. Is there a way we can play like a sample wand-off for the people so they know, like for the new people, right? The people in the back who just got here, the Davids of the world who couldn't pick a wand-off out of a lineup. You think that you could play one or something like that for our listeners?
Let me see if I can find one from YouTube.
Because I would definitely, I know the one that I would want to hear if it was me. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah. Well, what is the one you want to hear?
Oh, way back to the early days of the wand-off. I'm talking about Heroes, Healers versus Hustlers. It's in the private chat, Rob. I didn't drop that link there. It's not that I had it on hand or anything. It's not in my favorites.
Yes.
But,
what's it called?
It's called Hello.
Okay, let me see.
Yeah. And I think that if you have never heard of wand-off, if you need to know kind of how, what we're looking for, you can watch the video, of course, here. Oh, never mind. There it is.
We kept in the douchey guy.
Sing.
Beautiful.
Yes.
Yeah, so get your Survivor Song parodies in. RHAPswebsite.com/wand of the usual suspects. They know what's up.
Yeah, that was Adam Berkowitz, right?
Adam Berkowitz, yeah.
King.
Yes,
Yeah.
singer of that maybe his most well-known piece of music, the theme song to Robin and Kiva podcast.
Yeah, he was singing. And so for the people who don't know, that was Heroes, Healers, and Hustlers Survivor. And he was singing about how they kept in the douchey guy. They wanted to vote out Joe Minna, who was Bodega Tony, if I remember correctly. And they decided not to.
Yep, that's right.
That's it. That's the one off. He made a whole song about it. That's all it has to be. Find a moment in this season. I would love to hear something maybe about chocolate milk.
We used to do it every week.
Yeah. How many say parodies are we gonna get? Like, think of how many songs with the word say in it? Like say what you need to say. Say something. I'm giving up on you.
Okay. Possibilities are endless.
Oh, many.
Okay.
I'm so ready. I cannot
So that's gonna
wait.
be next week. So check that out. Okay. Got another tweet. Check this out regarding that moment in the episode. This is Shaheen said this. Trust me, if I was caressing your face in the middle of the night, you'd be calm too.
Yes, like a wombat. Shaheen is he's good on Twitter. I wish he was on Blue Sky. Yeah,
a little spicy on Twitter. Okay.
Yeah, he's good.
All right.
He's good. I love that Joe was not even bothered at all. He's like, Eva's doing something. He's like, yeah, I know. I don't care. She's gonna tell me. She did tell us last episode that she was not going to tell anybody, and then immediately told everybody.
Yeah.
Integrity.
For me, it's like when the Ring camera is like, there's a person at your front door at like 4 a.m. and I'm like, it's my wife just ordering stuff from Amazon. It's just I don't even need to look at my phone. It's just my wife ordering something we do not need today from Amazon that's getting delivered at 4 o'clock in the morning. It's not somebody here to kill me.
When you first get the Ring doorbell though, and you hear the little alert, it's like the best thing in the world. You're looking at it like, oh, who is it? Oh, it's just people walking by. Oh no, yeah, it's just people. And then like a month later, you don't even acknowledge it when it does the sound. You're like, whatever, it's a bird. I don't care. Like you just don't even give a damn anymore. I love it.
All right, Chappell, let's bring back Brandon Donlin, who's been hard at work. Okay,
here he is.
He's here. He's here. And so, Brandon, so tell us about what you cooked up. Not a pretzel crust, but what?
Five Guys.
Pretzel crust is delicious also. Yeah, so I couldn't figure out how to make it all men, but I made it all men. I figured it out.
All men.
So let's screen. Oops, all men is right. So we're going to screen share. It took a couple of reshufflings because there's some problematic people that come up.
I mean, we couldn't put the problematic people first into the gorilla, like first wave of gorilla people.
We could have, and I didn't think of that, and that's why you host this, and I'm here for the ride.
I like
Chappell,
pushing Jeff Barnett to the front.
Yeah, we're pushing like some problematic people that they have to go like first round against the gorilla.
I'm gonna trip Jeff Barnett on his way over there. Like
yeah,
good job, good luck.
Hey, Dan, you like touching? Okay, go for it.
Scoop these, scoop.
Now you're getting touched back.
Yeah.
Now you're getting a massage, Dan.
Right.
Yeah.
Would have been good. But we got some good groups. I think these groups are okay.
Are so what do we do? We're gonna screen share.
Let me share. Oh, sorry.
All right. Okay, we
Hell
got Ichitaki.
Hell no.
Okay, first, are we seeing these in groups of 5?
These are groups of 5. There's 4 groups of 5.
Okay. All right. Well, is it going to be how many groups of 5 are we doing? Are we doing 20 groups of 5?
No, just these 4.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So then this is basically the first wave. All right. We got Blake Towsley. Okay. Bait Blake. We're going to bait the gorilla. Okay. We got Earl.
Pig.
Okay.
Pig. Get him out of there. Get Earl
Sarge.
Out of there. Okay.
Sarge is a big boy. Okay. He's got some military background.
Ass.
Okay.
Remember?
we got Sash. Hey, does this gorilla have a mortgage, Brandon?
Yeah.
Might be paid off. We don't know.
And appropriately, King of the Jungle, Tarzan.
Yeah, Tarzan.
Tarzan.
Tarzan. Okay. If we got to send him in, you got to send Tarzan in first. He gonna weaken him up a little bit.
Yeah.
Earl, you got to get
beat his chest in front of the gorilla, like just to throw the gorilla off.
Blake Towsley, no disrespect, but nobody from Survivor would remember that this happened to you. So I think this is your moment of glory.
Does the gorilla like hearing stories about girls with big boobs? Because Blake's got a few.
Yeah, and then Lee Masters, good old Sarge over there, flash that pasty white ass and see if you can distract that gorilla. Yeah,
he's gonna moon the gorilla.
My ass, and then I don't know. Does the gorilla know that Sass is from New York? Would he have a problem with that? Is it a progressive?
That's true.
Gorillas. Yeah, I don't know about this group, Rob. I don't know if this group's gonna survive.
All right. Well, who's backing up these guys? Next wave. Okay.
Wave 2.
All right, Ben Browning. Okay, well, I thought you took out all the problematic people.
We left him
right.
He was, you know.
We needed Ben. Get out there, Ben. Do your thing. Show your stuff.
Okay. Yeah. Eric Abraham is here.
Hell no. We're not wasted. We're not. Abraham, this is the worst picture of any human ever. This is awful. Like,
okay. We got Keith. So come on, God. That's what I'm gonna be saying too. Because I'm right next to him.
Off. Yeah,
come on, God.
I know Sean thought Vesepia prayed a lot. He ain't met Keith. God damn, the good pastor. You can't pray this gorilla away, Keith. I'm sorry.
Yeah. And people said, bring back Sean Rector. Sean Rector's like, for this?
Not like this. Not like this. The Manahiki tribe, Rob, this is a hell of a draw here. Ben Browning got here with all these black folks. He is not happy. I know he's pissed. He like all these Kool-Aid.
I'm feeling good at the first tribal council.
Yeah, you're chilling. You are chilling. Honestly, you gonna make it to the swamp at this point.
Abraham, me and you are both making it through a tribal council. Okay,
we're good here. Ben Browning talking about Kool-Aid, pickles, and all kinds of stuff. He going out first, baby. Get your ass out there. Go kill it. Go fight that gorilla. Get him again, gorilla. Get him for me. Whack him. The gorilla like, meek. Get him, gorilla.
Okay.
Bring in.
Puka Truck. Okay. All right. Here we go. Again. All right. We got John Rocker.
Okay, Brandon, maybe there's just too many problematic men for you to actually filter out, because there are so many on this tribe alone. What is Will Sims
I'm realizing
doing
it
here?
as we're going through it. You know what's so funny is I saw Tarzan. I'm like, this is funny. So I kept, I didn't look much at the president. But there were a couple that we got the first couple draws.
All right. So you got John Rocker here, who, Rocker used to come out of the bullpen like running. So he'd be like, he might like hit the gorilla first. Does he have a baseball? Can he chuck the baseball at the gorilla?
He could throw Will Sims at the gorilla. What did Shireen call Will Sims? Was he wasn't the howler monkey. He was a dead fish or something like that.
Dead fish, yeah.
Dead fish. Yeah, throw the dead fish at the gorilla and then maybe he'll eat it and it'll poison him.
All right, then you have Mateo, who, I think is like a observer of the wildlife and nature, like might be a guy who he might know what to do.
Make no mistake, with amongst all the people we have named, I feel the safest with Mateo going up against the gorilla. I think when he gets there, I'm like, let's see what happens. Play
I'm going to talk to it. I trust him to even, there doesn't even need to be a fight.
He might be able to like telepathically communicate with it. So, okay. Now, Boston Rob is here. I do not like Boston Rob's chances here with the gorilla.
He's not going to fight the gorilla.
Okay, you guys go first. I'll stay back.
Yeah, exactly.
He's convincing everybody else. Stuff.
And Tevin ain't fighting the gorilla either. Happy belated birthday, Tevin. He's not fighting the gorilla.
Happy belated birthday. Maybe does Tevin does the gorilla like Kamala Harris? Does he like impressions?
I hope so, because that's all Tevin's bringing to the table for this one. Oh God, King Tevin. Man, this is a tough group. I don't even know who likes
stories.
Yeah, this is a tough group, man. I don't know, man.
Yeah,
I don't know.
And then
man.
Will Sims.
What did Will Sims do? What did he do in that gas station? What did he sing?
He did like I believe it was
living on
a prayer. Yes.
Living on a prayer.
But he wasn't the
we're
first
all living
one.
on a prayer versus the gorilla, Will.
Right. But he wasn't the first one to do it. It was like his thing was like that was his claim to fame, but I think he redid someone else's viral thing. And then he got on Survivor, and then he then that happened. So Will Sims, John Rocker, y'all handle this one.
Okay.
And then
all right.
bringing up
and then
group
the
4.
Rarotonga tribe has Andrew Savage. Okay. All right, Andrew Savage is here. Okay. And look, man, like, I could see Savage maybe like put on like the war paint, like he's gonna gear up for the battle.
That's a beautiful white man. He not finna fight that gorilla. So, like at this point, we got to the pretty people. Like the war dog, is not
War
gonna touch.
Dog.
He's not
War
gonna
Dog.
touch that gorilla.
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry, Dan.
Yeah. What about Greg Buis?
No.
Call up the gorilla on the nature phone.
This is awful. This is an awful draw.
Yeah.
Randy?
No.
No?
Randy gonna watch these other people die.
Okay. And then, well, this is, for Roger Sexton, my old friend, and RIP. Yeah, I think that
the ghost of Roger Sexton might do okay against the gorilla because at least he's not tangible. The gorilla can't grab him because he's an apparition.
Yeah.
I want to just clarify. It was 15 seconds ago that I realized Roger had already passed. That I did not realize that when this made the
moment I saw his face, I was like, "Oh, that's tough."
Wow. You mean to say that the same list that had Ben Browning didn't get a thorough vetting from Brandon?
Yeah, listen, I was looking for 3 names, and I saw 3 names. But look at what this was worth it, right? This group is so good.
Go back to the last group, okay? Because I do want to focus on Randy Bailey's face. If anybody looks like they're ready to take on the gorilla, it's Randy Bailey. Look at the war dog, this goofy ass grin he got on. He's not gonna do nothing about the gorilla. Greg with them features, he's not gonna touch that gorilla. Andrew Savage is way too pretty to get his nails done and then go fight a gorilla. But Randy came to play. I'm just gonna skip Roger because he shouldn't be here anyway. But Randy came to fight. Okay. I don't know. If we had to draft one from each team, I'm putting Randy with the team that's got Ben Browning on it. Just because Randy might survive it if he lets the gorilla get all their anger and frustration out on the first couple.
Okay.
That's crazy. This is a crazy draw. That's insane.
Crazy draw.
Eric Abraham, have you been through enough?
Things are looking good for the gorilla.
The gorilla should be okay. Maybe Boston Rob will convince him to throw his game away.
Can I tell a quick Abraham story before I leave?
Yes, please.
Absolutely.
I'm a huge fan of Coke Zero, as very well documented. And the Share a Coke campaign is back that they had, I think, 10 years ago, where you're finding bottles with the names of, it's like Share a Coke with Rob, Share a Coke with Chappelle, whatever. And I've been looking for a Brandon. I can't find a Brandon. And I don't know if it's the New York market is oversaturated with whatever. I found 5 Abrahams, and I wish I would have kept them to like show off here. But there are so many Abraham bottles. Share a Coke with Abraham, specifically Share a Coke Zero with Abraham. And Abraham, I posted this on my Instagram story. Abraham responded. He's like, "You should have saved it. I would have taken it." But if you're listening and you drink Coke Zero from a gas station, from bottles, what have you, look for Abraham. You won't find Brandon, but you might find Abraham.
Yeah, maybe it's regional. Maybe Rob and Bob is just like that area is like highest exports. I mean, we know a few.
We do.
Okay.
Maybe.
They're all in the New York area.
Yeah. I got one other thing to show. Okay. This is from Cedric had this post of best seat in the house, even better company, out of the game, but far from done. Aren't like Cedric and Chrissy on the sidelines like giving like a little league mom and dad at this point?
They just piss me off. One of my pet peeves in Survivor is when the jury don't be showing out. When you gonna be on the jury, you gotta walk in slow motion. People gotta say, "Damn!" when they see you. They look like they work at a charter school. I'm so sick of them already. Dear God, and she's not even wearing the glasses. I'll give Chrissy credit because at least her hair. She kind of did the hair thing, but damn, if you don't look like a social studies teacher, I'm really frustrated because this is your chance.
Yeah.
You get voted out of Survivor. It's supposed to be a spectacle. It's supposed to be like the traitors when you come out. People got to be like, they got to regret voting you out. Like, damn,
Mom and Dad of Ponderosa.
Somebody said RuPaul and Michelle Visage on there. I've seen several different memes about it. Cedric, do something.
Yeah.
This looks like when you go to, the wait at Cheesecake Factory is too long, so you sit on that bench. The bench
by a random person you would never sit by in the future, but you gotta sit there because there's nowhere else to sit. You've been standing too long. Been there. I don't like none of this. This looks like the beginning of
and they're
Forrest
mad
Gump.
at each other, but they're still gonna have the dinner.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they're getting that vibe.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh no, that I want better for our jury. Even last season, mid. You know, Australian Survivor did it right this year. It was coming down the jury, and I was like, God dang, you know, like God dang.
Good
Okay,
jury.
they came out. The jury was doing the thing. They dressed up a little bit. Get nice for the jury. If you're gonna get voted out of Survivor, you're not gonna win. At least get them looks off. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I need Rob. If I have no other impact on the Survivor community from Club Condo, I need it to be like just like canonical that you have to go and dress up on the jury. This is like I'm putting out the game. I'm gonna
Let
wear
it be
shorts and
known.
a plaid shirt. Like, bro, go
I
to
mean,
hell.
don't
Like,
you have to kill the plaid shirt?
a short, boo plaid shirt.
That was a nice shirt that Cedric had.
No, it wasn't. Go back.
You don't like it?
Go back. No,
Yeah.
I didn't like none of this. I just feel like, come on, Cedric. God dang it. Cedric is my biggest letdown this season because I at least thought he was gonna get a fit off. I thought like, okay, Cedric was gonna come out with something tailored. You know what I'm saying? It was gonna be a little loose on him because he lost.
He
a little
looked
weight
so
on the
good
show.
when I did the exit interview with him.
That's what I'm saying. What happened, Cedric? What's going on? This is the best you can do. Bryce needs to do it. It's a Look podcast at the beginning,
the jury,
and at the jury. Yes, and when
you
if
don't
the
like
jury
this
not
shirt?
giving us nothing, no. Is it a shirt? It has a hood.
Yeah, it's like
It's a shacket.
Yeah, shacket.
I don't like that. I don't. And why are you wearing a shacket with shorts?
Hmm.
And he wearing those cookout sandals too. Cedric, put some clothes on. Damn it. I don't know, man.
Young Cedric. He's got wardrobe decisions to make. Yes. All right, Brandon Donlin. Anything else coming up for you?
Nothing. I'll be here. I'm gonna exit out. You do your exits. See ya.
Okay. There you go. All right. Great job on
Text Mike Bloom.
the Survivors versus a Gorilla challenge. And then Chappell, what else is coming up for you?
I'm sorry, I'm still stuck on these Survivor. I know these people gonna show up for Survivor 49 looking like some goddamn mid. It's too late. It's too late to get to them. It's too late to get to them. They already out there with their raggedy wardrobe. If you are on Survivor 50, get your old ass to the store and buy some decent clothes for the jury. If they on Survivor 50, they at least 35 years older than everybody else that we've seen in the current seasons. From what I hear, they reaching way back.
What if they look younger?
Then get your old ass that looks younger to the nearest store and get you some good clothes. Don't come. We don't want. If I see a damn tie-dye shirt on that, if I see a tie-dye shirt on that cast, I'm gonna lose it. I'm gonna put it like that.
Okay.
Yeah. Go get some clothes. Stop playing. Stop playing with these people. Damn. But Rob, yeah, I got a lot going on right now. On the Nothing But Netflix podcast, Kirsten and I talked about Battle Camp. We talked about the entire thing. First, we did the premiere. Then we talked about the whole thing. And Rob, it's surprisingly
good.
Kind of good. It's messy. It's messy. Yeah, they got some mess. There's some hookups.
Yeah.
It's like, when you put too many people from Too Hot to Handle on the same cast, you're gonna get some some fireworks. There was like betrayals and backstab, and then we had some messy players. And two of the standout players are gonna be on the Nothing But Netflix podcast this week with me and Kirsten. We're gonna interview Trey and QT.
Yes,
it's gonna be a good time. My coworker QT. Yeah. So that's over on Nothing But Netflix. And then on, of course, the recap kickback, we talked about Sinners, the movie that's sweeping the nation. Everybody's talking about it. So we talked about it. So I loved it. Yeah, it was a good time. And so go check out our thoughts over there, me, Mario, and our special guest Lex to talk about that. And then come back soon for Nothing But Netflix because I think we're gonna be talking about some messy dating shows. There's a new show coming to Netflix called Sneaky Links. It's about like scandalous booty calls, and so I know it's not my brand to talk about such things now, but I'm going to tiptoe into those waters just for the listeners of Nothing But Netflix.
All right, well, great job today, Chappell. Shot out of the cannon today.
I just had a lot of thoughts. I'll tell you, I love a good Survivor character, and if you're pretty one, no, I can't get it. But if you start to spice it up a little bit, I'm like, okay, now that's what I was looking for. Okay, so very excited to see what happens this week on Survivor. I'm hoping for more fireworks.
Okay. All right. And then thank you all so much for joining us. I love to read your comments for Club Condo, the Club Condo audience, that they totally get the show. They're having so much fun. We'd love to hear from you. Check out my interview with Jerry Manthe coming out later on Monday as well. And then on Wednesday night, I'll be back with Steven for another week of Survivor Know-It-Alls, and we'll do it all again next week. Take care, everybody. Have a good one. Bye. This is RHAP. We know reality TV.